Lake Peipus, German, Peipussee, is the biggest transboundary lake in Europe on the border between Estonia and Russia. The lake is the fifth largest in Europe after Lake Ladoga and Lake Onega in Russia north of St. Petersburg, Lake Vänern in Sweden, and Lake Saimaa in Finland. Lake Peipus is a remnant of a body of water which existed in this area during an ice age. It covers 3,555 square kilometers, and has an average depth of 7.1 meters, the deepest point being 15 meters. The lake has several islands and consists of three parts. Lake Peipussee, Chudsko, is the northern part of the lake with the area of 2,611 square kilometers. Lake Peipussee is the southern part of the lake. Lake Saimaa is the sound connecting both parts of the lake. The lake is used for fishing and recreation, but suffered from some environmental degradation from Soviet-era agriculture. Some 30 rivers and streams discharge into Lake Peipus. The largest rivers are the Onega and the Velika River. The lake is drained by the Narva River. In 1242, the lake was the site of the battle on the ice between the Teutonic Knights and Novgorodians under Alexander Nevsky. Formation. The lake is a remnant of a larger body of water which existed in this area during an ice age. In the Paleozoic era, 300–400 million years ago, the entire territory of the modern Gulf of Finland was covered by a sea. Its modern relief was formed as a result of glacier activities, the last of which, the Vaiksalian glaciation, ended about 12,000 years ago. Topography and hydrography. The banks of Lake Peipus have smooth contours and form only one large bay, Raskopelski Bay. The low shores of the lake mostly consist of peat and are bordered by vast lowland and marshes which are flooded in the spring, with the flooding area reaching up to 1,000 square kilometers. There are sand dunes and hills, covered with pine forests. Along the sandy shores there is a 200 to 300 meters wide stretch of shallow waters. The relief of the bottom is uniform and flat, gradually rising near the shores and covered with silt, and in some places with sand. The deepest point of 15.3 meters is located in the Teplo Lake, 300 meters from the coast. The lake is well-flowing, with the annual inflow of water equal to about half of the total water volume. The lake water is fresh, with a low transparency of about 2.5 meters due to plankton and suspended sediments caused by the river flow. Water currents are weak. They are induced by the wind and stop when it ceases. However, during the spring flood, there is a constant surface current from north to south. Because of the shallow depth, the lake quickly warms up and cools down. Water temperature reaches 25 to 26 degrees Celsius in July. The lakes freeze in late November, early December, and thaws in late April, early May. First Lakes Teplo and Piva, and then Lake Peipus. Basin and islands. About 30 rivers flow into the lake. The largest are Velika and Onega. Smaller rivers include Ladoga, Cherma, Douka, Kunat, Toroouka, Remdar, Rovia, Chernaya, Lipenka, Startseva, Borovka, Abia, Obja, Piusa, Vohanduz, Kodza, Kargaya, Omadu, Tagajogi and Alajogi. The lake is drained by only one river, the Narva, into the Baltic Sea. The lake contains 29 islands with a total area of 25.8 square kilometers, with 40 more islands located within the delta of the Velika River. The islands are low wetlands, elevated above the lake surface on average by only 1 to 2 meters, and therefore suffer from floods. The largest islands are Peipussee, Kolpino and Kamenka. In the center of Piva Lake there is a group of Talebski Islands. Flora and fauna. The lake hosts 54 species of coastal aquatic flora, including cane, calamus, bulrush, grass rush, lesser bulrush and water parsnip. Floating plants are rare and are of only three types: arrowhead, yellow water lily and water knotweed. The wetlands of the coastal strip of the lake are important resting and feeding grounds for swans, geese and ducks migrating between the White Sea and Baltic Sea. The lake is home to perch, pike, perch, bream, roaches, whitefishes, smelt and other fish species. Ecology. The ecological condition of the lake basin is, in general, satisfactory. Water is mostly of grades I and II, and is of grade 3 in some rivers due to the high content of phosphorus. The water condition of the rivers has improved since 2001 to 2007, but there is an increase in population of blue-green algae. The main problem of Lake Peipus is its eutrophication. Economy. The towns standing on the banks are relatively small and include Mustvee, Kallister and Gdov. The largest city, Pskov, stands on the Velika River, 10 kilometers from the lake. Ship navigation is well developed and serves fishery, transport of goods and passengers and tourist tours. The picturesque shores of the lake are a popular destination for tourism and recreation at several tourist camps and sanatoriums. History. In 1242, the southern part of Lake Peipus hosted a major historical battle where Teutonic knights were defeated by the Russian troops from Novgorod led by Alexander Nevsky. The battle is remarkable in that it was mostly fought on the frozen surface of the lake and is therefore called the Battle on the Ice. The largest city on the lake, Pskov, is also one of the oldest cities in Russia, known from at least 903 AD from a record in the primary chronicle of the Laurentian Codex. Several historical buildings remain in the city, including Mirozhsky Monastery, Pskov Kremlin with the five-domed Trinity Cathedral, churches of Ivanovo, Snetogorsky Monastery, Church of Basil, Church of Cosmas and Damian, Church of St. George and others. Gdov was founded in 1431 as a fortress and became a city in 1780. The only remains of the historical Gdov Kremlin of three fortress walls. Kallister was founded in the 18th century by the Old Believers who had fled from the Novgorod area, and there is still a functional Russian Orthodox Old Rite Church in the town. Near Kallister, there is one of the largest surfacings of Devonian sandstone with a length of 930 meters and a maximum height of 8 meters, as well as several caves and one of the largest colonies of swallows in Estonia.